Okay, so we've been back from Queensland for about a week now. Things still dries beautifully. We've got a couple of issues, which is any old car. It's what makes these things interesting. So you've got to fix bits and pieces. We've got the hose. I'm pretty sure we found one, or ME Armour's found one for us. And the temperature sender we're still dicking around with that. And we haven't sorted the fuel gauge yet, but it basically, you fill it up, it goes to half, so when it hits empty, you've got half a tank. It's doing 15 litres per 100 down the freeway, and around town about between 17 and 18 litres per 100. Now standard, these things did 19 to 20, so we're better than standard. We're certainly better than 28 litres than what it was using. Anyway, what we're going to do today is sort of looking around. I'll just change this around a little bit so you can have a look. When you're looking under the bonnet here, everything looks pretty standard. We might come up with a little, maybe a box to go over the Haltech. I think the two things that sort of stand out are here and this. And this a little bit less just because it looks shiny and new, but you know, it looks sort of standardish. But that doesn't, and this doesn't. So I thought what we might do is powder coat them. We've got a little powder coat setup that we're just fiddling around with here. We've built an oven. We haven't built a booth yet, which is something that we need to do. But yeah, so we'll rip them off and get them outgassed at least today. Maybe get some powder on them today. Well, we can't fall any further. Let's actually build it. How cool is that? Right, off we go. This we're not really going to bother, we'll just powder coat it as it is.
It might work, it might not.
See? Smart. Here we go down at the end. I'll show you that our powder coating setup is a little rudimentary. We're just sort of at the experimental stage of this game. Anyway, this is the oven that we built. It's basically an old Goldstein food warmer. Had a whole lot of racks in it, heaps of insulation though, for keeping like plates and plates of food warm at a restaurant. Anyway, my daughter and wife got this to use in their candle factory, and it never worked. So I went yoink, they got it for nothing, so I got it off them for nothing, and it pretty well stunk, but the fan was gone in it. So what we've done, we souped it up to hell, put a much bigger element in it, and then put a new fan on it, and then it proceeded to the temperatures that we wanted, melt the electrics. So we've run the electrics to the outside with some controls off a hopper dryer, one of the old hopper dryers we got on the plastic side of things. And yeah, so moved all the electrics out to there, and it works surprisingly well. It's just coming up to temp now. I'll give you a look inside. It's really good standing inside it on a cold day. All right, so there you are. So yeah, nice and warm. Fan down here, so it circulates air up the back, right around the whole lot. Works really well. Elliot's redone all of this steel down the bottom. The problem with it was, or the problem is it wasn't working. The element was working, but the fan wasn't. So it was just heating up to 1,000,000, and before it could get up to temp, and it melted all of the, well, all of the aluminium trays down the bottom was all buckled. So we've gone in and changed it all to Stano. So we put some decent door locks on it. Takes maybe 40 minutes to come up at temp. I'm about to turn it on. Probably 10 or 15 minutes ago. There you go. 75 degrees C. Okay, so we've got to get to 200. In the meantime, well, what we might do is let that get up to around about there, and then I will, you'll have to excuse our spray booth, our powder coating booth. It's a little rudimentary at the moment, but we're going to build something here, and we need to put a little table here and put stuff on and storage and whatnot. Anyway, we'll get there. So there's my bits. Just need to put a bit of powder on them, and then we can shove it in there, and away we go. First time I've ever done it. The guys have all gone home. I've got nobody to ask, so it's a bit of a shot in the dark here. I can always take it back up and do another one, I suppose. Actually, it looks really cool just like that. All right. And she goes. Now we just have to wait for 200 degrees, so I've got a little bit to go. In the meantime, I'll go and wash my hands of the whole affair. Almost there. Once we get there, 15 minutes and off goes the power. Alrighty. She said 15 minutes at 200 degrees. Time to turn it off. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Ooh, that looks pretty sexy. Look at that. Bye! See ya! Yeah, no, that looks pretty good. So we'll won't touch anything because it'll be a bazillion degrees, or 200 actually. Get her out in the morning because it's like past home time, which is why people are saying goodbye. All right, see you tomorrow. Okay, here we are next day, bright and early in the morning. Jeez, the sun's not even up yet. But it's nice and quiet here. Nobody's stomping around on their boots, except for me. Here's our bits. Check that out. Isn't it cool how the powder with the electrical charge goes around the end? It's on the tape at the moment. We've got a nice powder coated bit of welding wire here now too. Here's our cap. Complete success, I'd say. Okay, pretty pleased with that. As you can see, we're now all nice and black. So there goes the engine bay now. Done and done. Where would I be without this pointer?